Hey YouTube, it seems to be ages since I did an actual just boring old standard review of something. Again, I keep apologising for doing basses, but here we go. So this is my Aria Pro 2 laser electric classic version. I picked this up last week, the week before. This is one of the ones I did a video using it as the guitars that YouTube bought me, so thanks again. I didn't realise until after that, when I was doing a video the other day, it was actually, this is a laser and the other guitar was a blazer, so I got the laser and the blazer, so the perfect combo. Both 80s Japanese. This one is from 1985. Matsumoku built, which was one of the big factories in Japan. It's a kind of odd level bass. By 1985 things had started going a bit wrong with guitars in Japan in general. So I think what we've got here is a bit of a stick together parts that they've got left over. This is a full scale neck, so the 34 inch. The body's sort of small, so it's kind of, there's a bass called an RSB they made for like the early 80s before this one came out, and I think it had this body, but it had like a, you know, a four-a-side, more Fendery type headstock, and this neck might be from like the Cardinal series or something like that. They kind of, there's a few ones. I've got a guitar called a Mega Metal, which is the same sort of idea. It's got like an RS body and it's got like a Floyd Rose, and they've basically just renamed it, you know, used up parts that they've got lying about and made out a sort of quite a small line that didn't really last very long. So I think this is pretty much only 1985, the laser. Classic, to me, seems like a strange name to put on something from 1985 because it's not particularly classic. I wouldn't have said, I mean, now, I think you could, if you released it now, you could call it a classic because, oh, it's a classic 80s bass. But 1985, very classic about it. You know, a classic from 1985, and I thought it could really only be a P bass, which I suppose it sort of is a bit like. It's PJ configuration that does these pickups. I actually bought this. What made me immediately try and buy it was because I have my Aria ZZB, which is like an Explorer bass, has two of these pickups and only one of them works. It does, I'm calling it a P bass pickup, but it's not really. It's got like four poles and four poles, but it is a full humbucker and below it. It's just that this bit of the coil doesn't have any pole pieces on it, so I don't really know how that affects it. Yeah, volume tone. This has got an active system in it, which the reason I haven't done a video for it yet is because the wee battery clips that were on it had rusted off and were unusable, so I put new ones on, and now the active thing's working, which is quite exciting. This is on, you can find if you go to matsumoku.org or you just type in laser catalogue or Aria Pro laser catalogue, you can find it. Aria presents a new line of electrics that incorporate the newest custom hardware, blah blah blah, and the LEB Heritage Classic basses. Yeah, so the Heritage is basically this exact bass, apart from it doesn't have the active thing in it. Try to read out what's in it about the bass. LEB Classic. Heritage. Laser electric comes with models LEB Classic. The preamp of the Classic model is simple and effective. When the tone control click stops at halfway, it gives the same sound output as given by level 10 of a normal tone control. The control knob can be adjusted for high note cutoffs and low cutoffs. A small toggle switch beside the tone control becomes the bypass switch for this active circuitry. The presence of this active circuitry is the only difference between the LEB Classic and the LEB Heritage. LEB must be laser electric bass, I would think we're looking at it. For variation pickup, ground variations, double coil MB4 at the neck position and a single MBJ2. Maybe the 4 stands for Oblique 4. I don't know. Yeah, so there we go. So one of the things, if you've seen this, you immediately think, oh, is that the Cliff Burton one? And it's like, no, because the Cliff Burton one is actually on the same page there as a black and gold. It's an SB, which is the same. It's got this pickup in it. Doesn't have this pickup, doesn't have the active on it. It's got like a through neck. It's a significantly more expensive bass, and also I think added on with the fact that Cliff Burton at Metallica played one as well, obviously makes it worth even more. At the time when it was new, maybe 1.5 times the price of this one, but it's on, you know, it's on the same page of the catalogue. See, there's back in the 80s, you had there's like a naked woman there holding one of them, which is I always find quite amusing. But I looked up the Cliff Burton one because obviously as soon as I bought this I thought that's kind of, it's got the same headstock, it's all black and all that stuff, and it was, someone was, I think it's a reissue of it they've got out just now, and it's $4,000. Right, and I'll tell you, I did not pay $4,000 for this. I would not pay $4,000. I've never even paid $4,000 for a car, I don't think. But it's just like, so it's got the same bridge that's on my ZZB or ZZB if you're American, which probably makes more sense actually. So it's like it's top loaded, so you just kind of put the thing in that wee slot and then the string in that wee slot, pull it up. Nice and solid, good solid bridge. It's got the knobs I like, the ones with the notches on the edge. It's a bolt-on neck, and just like with all the Arias, the accurate bolt-on system is written on the back of the neck plate, and if it's Japanese, it says made in Japan in below. Pretty much, I've not seen one that is definitely Japanese that doesn't say that on it, and the serial number starts with a 5, which makes it 1985. So I'll make some noise with it. Playing through the Marshall MB150 just now. So this is just the neck pickup and the middle pickup. It's got I'm still talking about it. It's got a 3-piece neck, which is very common for Japanese guitars of this era. So it's like you get the 3 bits of wood. One will have the grain running that way and the other 2 will have the grain running that way, which means it should be stronger than just about any other neck. So I'm not really that much of a fan of black guitars in general, but I really like this one. I've got one of those cheap straps on it, so that's why it squeaks. One of those horrible roto sound ones you get free with a pack of strings. So the plan with this, I was going to buy it, nick the pickup from a ZZB, and then put something else in it and sell it on, but it's awfully nice. It really is. Quite strange. It kind of feels strange the way it's a long scale neck as well, which had not that many. Quite a lot of the earlier Japanese basses are 32-inch, which I still love as well, but having the 34 is maybe a little bit cool. Might be good for the Black Sabbath band because I could tune it down, probably easier to C sharp. So this is the active circuit off, so this is the tone control in the middle. If you put the tone control to full, it doesn't do anything in passive mode, and if you turn it down, it just works as a normal tone control, apart from instead of going up to 10, it's like 5, halfway is 10, and then if you turn it down, it's the same as a normal tone control, which I like as a system, just in case the battery runs out or something goes wrong with the electrics. It's much better. So it doesn't have active pickups, like EMGs, which need a battery to run. It's got passive pickups, and the active circuit is an extra thing on top of that. It plays really, really well. Right, so if I go to the bridge pickup, it's not really that much use. It's pretty damn twanky. It might have some use. Turn the tone down on that. Again, still usable. And then there's a pickup selector so you get both pickups. Trying to do slap, which I never really play, so maybe just because it's a bit twangy sounding, I was trying to do that. Neck pickup on its own. Yeah, so basically I'm going to be using the neck pickup on its own. So if I turn on the active boost, so that says the tones in the middle. active boost on. Doesn't normally pop like that, but obviously it does because I'm doing a video. So yeah, it's doing something. And if you turn it up, very, maybe Duran Duran were, the bass player in Duran Duran was right into his areas, maybe that's more. Maybe he would like that, so I'll turn it down. So it's back to the middle. But if you turn it down, that's the sound I want. Maybe not quite as much. Pick up some. Tone up to full with both pickups. Very 80s thing having these sort of sound options. I've got a Vox bass that has a P bass pickup in it, but it's got like a phase switch in it, which is kind of going in this direction. That sort of sound. Actually, what I just thought of there is, around about that time, keyboards were a pretty heavy thing. Really, you know, everyone was using a Yamaha DX7 in their music sort of thing. So I wonder if, I've had this problem before. I was in a band called the Blind Doug, and because we had a keyboard player, they're totally all over your frequency. You know, when they're using the left hand, they're in the same frequency. This would maybe give you a bit more choice if the keyboard player's ruining your sound by taking up that your whole normal bass frequency, and maybe having a super twangy thing is a bit better, makes you more of a guitarist. So if I go to bridge pickup, which is already pretty twangy, and then put the active EQ on, then it's really twangy. ever tried finger tapping on the bass. Yeah, so that summer's come round. So I'll just continue this video. I'll just end it. I've pretty much said everything I'm going to do. Catch you later.